Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back! Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere! Peace! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021, the album. Dad. AF. Rock on, gold dust, woman. Beast! Happy Monday, how are you guys doing? Well, I'm doing a little drama video on the front porch today. It's like I have a little audience of birds and squirrels. Those are the only people that like to talk to me over here. But no, really, if my neighbors walk by, I guess I'll get like a little, free show or whatever. But anyway, I'm sitting out here with my mums and my one pumpkin, okay? Her name's Shirley. She's not very nice. She's not a nice pumpkin, okay? Now, I had Crystal, and if you watch my Peter Does Stuff channel, I posted a video over there last week, and it was called My Pumpkin Died Emotional, because it was emotional, And like the other influencers of the world, when you are real emotional, you have to put that in the title. So I put My Pumpkin Died Emotional, see? But it was sad. It was real sad. Crystal, she didn't have a real good life, okay? She didn't even get named. She wasn't even given a name until she came to my house. And then she thought, she had found the nicest place in the entire... Of course she would. It's my house. It's my front porch. I treat my pumpkins very nice over here. But listen, okay, at the pumpkin patch, people hadn't been very nice to her. Shirley, the pumpkin over here, she hadn't been very nice to Crystal, okay? But Crystal's a forgiving pumpkin. And she was like, maybe Shirley and I can go to the scarecrow dance and meet us some nice scarecrows or something like that. But listen, she didn't even make it that far, poor Crystal, okay? It rained on her and she just fell to mush. She was rotten inside. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't, okay? I thought she was a real nice pumpkin, but what I found out later was she was rotten to the core. She was just rotten and just not a bit. Look at, now, that's her Aunt Stella over there, okay? The ghosty witch. But anyway, she was rotten to the core. She was. Okay? And I found out that's why Shirley didn't like her, okay? Because Shirley, she's a Christian pumpkin. So, she is. And all those Christian pumpkins on the patch that trust, they stick together, okay? Gargoyles, Ouija boards. So, anyway, they don't like any of that nonsense, And Crystal, she was kind of into the Ouija boards and the spirits and stuff. Kind of like me, It's probably why I picked her. I don't know, but she was rotten to the core, inside and truly inside and out. If you watch the video, you saw it for yourself, okay? And I do believe, I do believe that Crystal is a good example. This has gotten so deep. I do believe that Crystal is an example, that you can be pretty on the outside, but if your inside's not pretty, it's going to show on the outside eventually. And that's just what happened to Crystal. Rotten to the core she was. And anyway, so she's gone. She's gone. Okay, now I just got Shirley over here, my mom's, okay? That's Betty White right there, the mom Betty White. Anyway, and so I decided I was going to do a video. Where's my lip gloss? Oh, my lip gloss. Oh, my lip gloss is right here. It was in my hat all the whole time. I forgot about it. Sometimes I put my lip gloss up in... Do you do that? You do that too? You put your lip gloss in your trucker hat just in case you need it? So you don't forget where it is? Well, all right. Then. Anyway, just in case I need it down the road, we'll just put it back up there again. Anyway, I mean, you never know when you're driving a semi if you're going to need your lip gloss or not. I think I have more fun out here on the front porch I do. Let me tell you something. I moved this chair around 6 ways from Sunday because there is bird poop right here. Okay, that's bird poop, and that just wore me out when I was trying to film, and I was like trying to do the setup and everything, and then I got it set up, then my husband came home, okay? So anyway, my husband's home. He's in the kitchen right now feeding the dogs and all that kind of stuff. This isn't very comfortable. Oh, Lord. This isn't very comfortable. Okay, so anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I decided I was going to film a video out here today. Well, two, because I'm going to do my Peterisms video out here. These are the meditation books. Well, some of them, there's another one right here. We're going to read from her in just a second. So anyway, all right, the drama. Y'all are like, where's the drama? Here's the drama, okay? Woo! Now, let me tell you something, okay? I have been telling so many people for like the last year that I was going to do this lifestyle journey, okay? And I was going to film it. And I was going to lose a bunch of weight, and I was going to start getting real active, and I basically be a couture supermodel of the world on Instagram. No, I was, because after I lost weight and everybody saw that I was a silver fox, then I was going to start getting fashion, I was going to be, I was going to be the next, I guess, silver fox model, right? People always compare me. If a day goes by that I do not get sent this guy's Instagram, literally every single day, somebody sends me this guy. What's his name? Gianfranco hold on a second. I got a song of his because he's a DJ too, you know. Why wouldn't you be when you're a billionaire? But anyway, his name is Gianfranco, something. Hold on a second. Where is it at? Gianluca Vacci. Okay, Gianluca Vacci, look him up on Instagram. We do look a lot alike, I'll say, except for that he's got a six-pack and he's in real good shape and he's always dancing on yachts and doing TikTok. He's real fun, right? He's a billionaire, y'all. I'm not. Okay, there's the difference for you right there. Oh, look, there's one of my neighbors walking by. Okay, he not very friendly, didn't say hi. But anyway, so that's the only difference between me and Gianluca Vacci. But see, I thought I'd be like the new Gianluca Vacci, okay? And we should do a video together, I swear. You know, he and I should, okay? But anyway, I thought I'd be like the new Gianluca Vacci, and I would do this, what do you call it, this weight loss journey, and I get real in shape. I love that Obese to Beast. Did you guys follow him? I followed him for a long time. And so I thought I would be like that, you know, and then like everybody would be real inspired and motivated by me. But no, true story. In all honesty, I cannot tell you how many times I have started day one and started filming saying I was doing that journey to just not do the journey, okay? So let me just tell you, and I talked about this on my Peterisms video yesterday at length about my issues with food, my food addiction, my emotional eating, on and on and on, my body dysmorphia, and I talked about me being on this up and down yo-yo journey my entire life, okay? So I have to tell you, I am very, very inspired, motivated with Jaclyn's journey that she's posting on her YouTube channel. Because I have to tell you, to do what she is doing, I don't think people really have an idea how difficult it is to be that super honest in a video and talk about how you're on this weight loss journey because you want to get healthy and you want to lose weight. Girl. Oh, Lord, see. I think that was Crystal coming back from the dead. But anyway, she even gets on the scale and shows her weight and everything. I was real proud of her. I mean, I did that in my first video that never made it up, but I was real proud of her for doing that, you know, and talking about the difficulties with food and showing her cheat days and all that stuff. I'm super impressed with Jaclyn, and it's really inspiring and it's really motivating, and I want to tell Jaclyn personally, because I know she's watching this video. Jaclyn does watch the drama videos, but I want to say to her personally, and Jaclyn, just so that I know that you know and that... Do you remember that from Designing Women? Oh my God, I love that so much when Julia Sugarbaker said to that Marjorie, and she said, and just so your children's children know, Marjorie, beast. But I never wanted to be Julie. I always wanted to be Suzanne. Anyway, oh, here's another one of my neighbors. Hey, good, how are you? And so anyway, it's just a friendly neighborhood, you know. But anyway, what, do you remember that though? But if, Jaclyn, if you're watching this, will you please comment on this video? And she already called me the uncle of YouTube way back in the day. And just so you know, I just want to say, no, truly, in all seriousness, personally, your videos and your journey and the honesty that you are showing in it is really, really, really motivating me and inspiring me, okay? So down the road, one of these days, you might see Peter's journey, okay? Maybe I'll call it Peter's path, because I don't want to steal that from Jaclyn, you know what I mean? I don't, but I'm like, and listen, I don't have somebody cooking the meals that she's got that Jordan in the kitchen. If I had Jordan cooking my meal, my husband would be like, okay, you can heat up a lean cuisine and shut your mouth, okay, about it whatsoever. But I do want to say this one thing, okay? That with, you know, Jaclyn's like getting so much positivity about this, but she's also getting some negativity, which I really do not understand. But here's the thing, okay? Anytime you talk about weight on YouTube, anytime you talk about weight loss journey, anytime you talk about getting healthy, people literally eat you alive, okay? You should have done this. Why aren't you doing keto? If you didn't do keto, you should have done Atkins. If you didn't do Atkins, you should have done Weight Watchers. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Oh, you're doing calorie counting. That's wrong. You don't know what you're doing. You blah, blah, blah. You're acting like an expert. Okay, it's on and on and on, right? And then people come over there and they laugh. Like if you only, she says in the video that she only lost like 1 pound or something this week. And it's like, oh, well, really 1 pound? Then you're hiding stuff. You're not really telling, you know, it's all of that. And that is why it is so hard to get on YouTube and share your weight loss stuff. It's a struggle, you know, it's like really being raw and unfiltered, you know, and so I want to congratulate her on that. But one of the things I want to say that I was really impressed with was at the end of this week's episode of Jaclyn's journey, she's sitting on the couch with Jordan, and she said one of the things that's really frustrating to her is that she has asked Jordan to be really supportive of her, but then she'll say something to him like, I'm really craving lemon, I think she says lemon shrimp pasta, right? And he'll say, well, why don't we go to the restaurant and we can just split it and have half? And she's like, she says something like, first of all, I feel like he's calling me fat, and or like if he, doesn't like challenge me or whatever, or if he does challenge me and say, no, you shouldn't have that, then she feels like he's calling her fat. And second of all, she's like, why would I go to the restaurant and just have half of the pasta I would eat? I was like, girl, we are the same eaters right here. I relate 100%, okay? But I just want to say, my husband is the exact same way, and I hope to God that my husband's metabolism never catches up with the way that he loves to eat, because mine did, okay? That's the truth of the nature. But I have struggled with my body images all my life, as has he, and we've been very honest with each other about it. But anytime I enter kind of like this weight loss journey period, I always say to him, can you be really supportive to me? And he is so supportive, right? But I get the same comments that Jaclyn did. Or Alex will say to me, well, babe, why don't you just make a really healthy salad? And I'm like, I don't want to eat a salad. Or if I'm hungry, he'll say, well, why don't you just grab some plain pretzels or peanuts? Or why don't you have a glass of water that will... And I'm like, well, because that's not what I want. I want a Snicker bar! You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I want nachos Bel Grande from Taco Bell. They're talking to me about a glass of water if I wanted a glass of water. But that's him showing his love, and that's him being supportive of me. And I've noticed that over time, the more and more I've asked for it, and I've been resistant to it, that he, is like, hey, listen, I'm not going to say anything because, So Jaclyn, just accept that with love. And she put out some tweet today, and she was like, people talk about how great it is to feel love, but do you know what it's like to give love? And I thought that that was such a cool moment that she said that. So anyway, so there's that I wanted to talk about with Jaclyn's journey, and one of my neighbors is walking across the street with her dog right now. But anyway, she's not paying no attention to me. I don't know how you wouldn't pay attention to this sitting on the front porch as you're walking by with your dog, you know what I mean? But anyway, she's just trying to get out of the view, I think. But anyway, I have to tell you though, my crumble cookies review that speaking of weight loss, right? So I went and did my crumble cookies review today, and I got this girl that worked there. She came up to me and she was like, I watch all your vlogs. I don't know why nobody's watching, why everybody isn't watching my vlogs. It's me driving around in a car for an hour telling stories of my life and funny stuff and sad stuff, and I love it. Y'all should go over watch my vlog channel. Do it, watch it. It's like a podcast, people say. Watch it or listen to it while you're cleaning or cooking or taking the kids to school or whatever you're doing. But anyway, her name was Emily, and she was from Crumble Cookies, and she was so sweet. But let me tell you a little secret, okay? My neighbor across the street, the one that she's like, oh, I love cozy mysteries too. I love her so much, okay? But every time I get out of the car with that pink box from Crumble Cookies, since I gave her one time, she now shows up. As soon as I step out of the door on a Monday with that pink box, she's right there wanting to say hi. I'm like, you want a cookie? She's like, sure. So anyway, Jaclyn put the thumbnail up for this video, okay, and put a ring in it. Hold on a second. And the name of the video, why can't I get to it? I was just watching it here. The name of the video is, He Accidentally Told Me, and it has a ring in the title, and it says, This Week Has Been Insane, okay? So here's the story. They go out to this bar restaurant, and they're hanging around with some friends and whatever, and I have to tell you, Jaclyn has seemed so uptight and nervous and anxious in videos for the last 2 years since this whole lipstick gate. This is the Jaclyn Hill that I love. And I don't know that me mentioning time and time again that she should vlog had any impact on her doing her videos the way that she did. Probably not, obviously. But I just have to say, this is the Jaclyn Hill that I love. Okay, this is the fun, up and down, let me be honest with you, but let me also show you the fun life that I'm having. I think Jaclyn has found her new, niche area, right? Okay, so they're out at a bar, and Jordan is drunk on tequila. They talk about it the next day because he's so hungover. He only drinks 3 times a year, Jaclyn says. But anyway, isn't he so good looking? I mean, I liked him with the long hair, but since he's cut his hair, he looks so nice, right? So anyway, he leans over and he says, I bought you a ring. I'm going to marry you. I rewound this thing 3 times and listened to it because I want to make sure I got it right. And she goes, what? And he goes, I bought you a ring, and he doesn't say it again, but okay, he says, I bought you a ring, I'm gonna marry you, something like, I'm gonna marry you and make you my wife or something. She's got it captioned and all that kind of stuff so you can see it in the video. I'm like, woo! Now, what's killing about this though, okay, is now Jaclyn Hill knows that Jordan bought her a ring, but she don't talk about it the rest of the episode at all, okay? She feeds this out as a clickbait title. Girl, we have been wanting you and Jordan to get married, or engaged at least. I don't know. Hey, listen, I just love to be in love. Don't you love to be in love, okay? I'm glad that Jaclyn Hill is in love, and I'm glad that she found somebody that loves her back, and is all that kind of stuff. And they seem like a really cool couple. And I love that he's always cooking in the background of her videos and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'm happy about it, okay? Get engaged and be engaged for 5 years if you don't want to. You don't have to get married tomorrow, you know? Hell, my husband and I, we were engaged for 2 years. We loved it. It was the best 2 years of my life. Well, maybe not now. I got a better life now. No, but it was pretty fun. I do have to say that. So anyway, but I loved being engaged. It was a really fun time. So, is she getting engaged? Is she engaged already and we don't know it? Is it going to be in a further episode? Well, next week's episode, she talks about all kinds of stuff, and then they go out and they cheat days and whatever. I think it's great that she's showing her cheat days and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I've talked about this long enough. Now listen, so Jaclyn, congratulations on knowing that you're getting engaged. She didn't act too surprised to me, I will say that. I think she knew he had bought her a ring. You know, Jaclyn Hill's kind of sneaky. I bet she goes around the house and like looks for stuff. She probably already knows what a ring looks like. Do you think Jaclyn Hill is the kind of girl, though, that would actually let a man design the ring that she's going to wear when she knows the entire internet is going to be, so hard on her? No way. You know, she gave him an exact picture and said, this is the ring that I want when you do choose to propose to me, and this is the store that I want you to buy it from. You know she did. You know Jaclyn Hill is that girl, okay? She is. I hope she's not, because I love the girl. Do I still have that? No, it's over here. I was like, is my lipstick, or is my lipstick still in my hat? But anyway, you know, I love when girls just accept whatever they get, right? So anyway, all right, so the other day, when I was talking, look at it, so it gets so windy, it's about to rain out here and everything. It's going to be a real nice fall evening. Anyway, so the other day, I was talking about Shane Dawson being back. And in my video, I think that I did on, what was yesterday, Sunday, on Saturday, I said in there, you know, that, like, I was reading this book right here on my Peterisms channel. So these are the books that I have, like, 18, 20 meditation books. I just pulled 18 out of my ASS. But, so anyway, I usually read the Melody Beatty books, or the Daily Book of Positive Quotations. And you can see what they are, is they're just, like, affirmations, okay? Like daily affirmations, and then I read them, and then I share some experience of my life. That's my Peterisms channel, right? Well, this book right here that my dad and my stepmom gave to me when I first got sober, and see, it says right here, Pete, welcome back, we love you, from my dad. Okay, and this book is Time to Be Free, Daily Meditations for Enhancing Self-Esteem. So I started reading from this. Somebody is cooking out, and it smells so good. Oh my God, it smells like, whoo! Anyway, so I read from this sometimes. Well, on October 7th, which was the day that the day after Shane Dawson's video came out, I read from this, and when I was reading it, the whole time that I was reading it on that channel, on my Peterisms channel, I was like thinking about Shane Dawson. I was like, this really, because a lot of times, the things that I talk about and I read on my Peterisms channel, and just thank you for all the support that I've gotten over there through the years. I really appreciate it. It's not a channel that gets tons of views. I mean, I'm lucky if I break 600 views over there a video, but I enjoy it so much, and it's such a cool place for me to be able to just kind of like, this is like what my friend Tanya Jean and I do. Like, we read this one right here, the Language of Letting Go, sometimes, and like she reads it and I'll read it, and then, because this is the sister book to Codependent No More by Melody Beatty, and then we'll talk about it together. So I just get to talk about it out loud. But sometimes when I'm reading these, I think about things from my drama channel, and I think, oh, this would be interesting if I applied it over there. Well, this one specifically, when I was reading it, because it talks about growth, when I was reading it, I had just filmed the Shane Dawson video, the reaction of, like, you know, his new video back, and everybody saying he's changed and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, well, has he really changed? And so I asked you guys, in my video the other day, I said, would you like me to do a video where I, you know, kind of bring some of this kind of stuff over here and talking about these YouTubers? And not everybody, but I would say quite a few people said that, obviously not everybody, that they would enjoy hearing that. So I just want to read this to you quickly, okay? Don't sign off, trust, it'll be interesting. And I'm going to show you how I would apply this to, like, if my life were Shane Dawson. Because I thought it was interesting. So, the affirmation for October 7th is this. My world is wide and I am free. Do you hear that thunder? Oh my Lord, the guys are talking since I'm talking about Shane Dawson. Okay. My world is wide and I am free. So long as I practice spiritual principles, my freedom will increase. So long as I am willing to forgive, to accept, and to change within, I will remain free. I am free to live comfortably and with positive purpose in the here and now. I have come to terms with my life as it once was. I have left behind guilt, destructive behavior, and other constraints of the past. Now, this is the part where it gets really into kind of like how I saw it from like a Shane Dawson point of view, because I relate to all of this. I really do. Like, I think that people think, like, you know, Peter is so hardcore on Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star and all these kind of people. You guys, like, I have had in my personal life and other things, you know, and on YouTube and whatever, my own really difficult times as well, that I have had to ask myself, is this an opportunity for growth? That my sponsor says to me, are you willing to look at this and grow from this? Is this an opportunity for growth for you? Or are you just going to disregard it? So for me, people like Jeffree Star have just disregarded and disregarded and disregarded and avoided the opportunity for change over and over and over again. I am a big believer in life, okay? That when life presents you with lessons, that if you do not learn those lessons, lessons are repeated. Jeffree Star, for example, is a good example to me of lessons being repeated over and over and over, okay? I also love the analogy that Oprah used years ago in talking about how lessons come to us first as a whisper, then as a feather, okay? Then as maybe the wind, then as like a hill, then a mountain, then a brick wall, then a slap in your face. I mean, it comes over time if you don't learn it, right? Which is why 3 or 4 years ago, the things that we were seeing with Jeffree Star and these people, okay, it wasn't really affecting them, but now it's like on the level of ruining their careers. Maybe not because the things that they are doing now or even in comparison to the things of the past, because I think a lot of the things with Jeffree Star from 5, 10, 15 years ago are 10 times worse than the things that he's doing today, okay, or at least that seems to be the public's perception. But it's caught up with him because he has refused to learn the lesson, right? So this is where it talks about growth when you have learned the lessons. There is increasing freedom and satisfaction in my relationships. They are no longer hobbled by a need on my part for complete agreement, loyalty, or control. And this is interesting because this is where Shane Dawson talks about his audience, okay? And he says, I have gotten to the point where I realize that I have to do what I want to do for me, and that there are going to be some people out there that don't like me. And that is what he's talking about in this part right here, okay? Instead, my goal is to be respectful and supportive of the needs and aspirations of others. I am finding freedom from the bondages of self. I no longer am limited by self-centered thoughts, emotions, and drives. Well, that will be seen down the road. My attention has shifted to the present moment. I have a growing concern for my fellows. I have freedom of the spirit. I am not restricted by outdated views and goals. I am free to explore new ways of doing things and to seek out new options and opportunities. So that's like saying, I'm not constricted to how I used to believe that I had to do things. I can do things differently today, right? My God-given freedoms and are unconditional and apply to all areas of my life. Of course, this is like a spiritual meditation book, so you have to remember that, right? But as I was reading this, I was thinking to myself, so this is talking about growth, right? This is talking about improvement of relationships. This is talking about letting go of the past, okay? Being responsible for it, accepting that you are responsible for your own past, owning it, okay? But not allowing yourself to get stuck in it for the future, you know, and then seeing if when you go forward, are you less ego-driven? Are you less selfish? You know, and it talks in here about, I'm finding freedom from the bondage of self. I am no longer limited by self-centered thoughts, emotions, and drives. Well, that's the part that I still see Shane Dawson needing to work on, okay? That's where he points to the sign that PewDiePie made fun of, and he points to the part about forgiveness and said something about you guys doing that, right? That's like, when you are showing major growth, you don't point the finger at the other person and tell them what they need to do in that situation. You are only concerned with your path. You are only concerned with cleaning up your side of the street, right? I'm like in my head like, is this a Peterisms video or is this a drama video? So do I believe that Shane Dawson has changed based solely on this one meditation from October 7th, which I did think was coincidental that it was on that channel, and I don't believe in coincidences. No, I do not believe that Shane Dawson has completely changed, nor do I think that any of us have completely changed. Do I think that he is on the road of awareness and growth? Yes, I do, okay? And not just based on that, but based on the principles that were in that meditation and things that I live in my daily life. He's saying a lot of the things, whether they're mantras that he's uttering from other people, that sound good, okay? But that doesn't really matter in the court of public opinion. There were so many comments on my videos that said, you know, like, I don't care, I'm done with Shane Dawson, I don't whatever. There were equally a lot of comments that said, Shane makes me happy, I'll continue to watch Shane. Personally, if I didn't watch Shane Dawson videos to cover them for drama, I would never watch another Shane Dawson video again, okay? I don't find him entertaining. I find his humor contrived, and I feel like it is trying to elicit a response from an audience member or audience. I don't even think that people would consider that kind of funniness very funny. It's almost kind of mocking at times to me. you know, that's just one of my issues that I have with it. Kind of some of the voices that he does sometimes seem mocking to me. And if you want me to get into that in a further video, I will. But, you know, and so his humor is not fun for me to watch. I don't necessarily love he and Ryland's rapport always back and forth. You know, it's just, to me, they're not a couple that is entertaining for me to watch on YouTube. I'm sure they are for a lot of people, okay? Because a lot of people seem to love them together. For me, that's not the case. And so, you know, it was interesting when I was reading the Reddit thread and I went back and I read it again. There were a lot of comments on there that it was like, people were like, hey, let me make a video where I tell everybody, forget what I just did so I can show you around my brand new house that the pallets and all this kind of stuff, you know, did. I mean, he's taken almost a year off, or more than a year off, you know, and I don't know, it's just interesting to me that you wouldn't hear more about the change other than, let me just space it out through this video. Do I think that he has changed as a person? I think we all do. I think we all change and grow. I think, like I said the other day, the jury is still out. I would like to see what he does going forward, and it will also be interesting to see how other people respond to him, you know. If his favor comes back and he seems to be doing really, really well, it'll be interesting to see who comes back and co-signs his stuff. You know, I was watching Manny MUA's video that he did about assumptions. I think it came out like 3 weeks ago. And somebody asked him, and you have to remember, this is before Shane's newest video came out. Somebody asked him, like, are you civil with Shane Dawson? And he kind of beats around the bush with the question a little bit, joking about what's the definition of civility, right? But he says in there, you know, like, I unfollowed him on all social media, but I wish him the best in all his endeavors. Which people were asking me, do I find it interesting that Manny MUA unfollowed Shane Dawson on all social media, but didn't unfollow James Charles? Yes, I find that very interesting. Personal choices, I guess. I don't know. Maybe in his further assumption video, he'll answer a question on why he continues to support James Charles. Who knows, right? Thank you for being so loud, Mr. Airplane, while I'm trying to finish up my video. But he, you know, when he was talking in there and he was saying, you know, like, I wish him the best, but, you know, like, it's whatever. If we see each other, I'd say hi. But no, like, I mean, we're not super close. I've been on his podcast and stuff. And I thought that was kind of an interesting answer, you know? It's like, I think that's kind of where everybody is getting within this YouTube space, is it's like, okay, but then where do you feel like people need to take a stand, you know? And what do you need? I want to know what you guys who have completely unfollowed Shane Dawson, are done with him, don't care to see him anymore, whatever. What would it take for you to follow him again? Because that's one question that I get regularly on my Q&As, is what would it take for me to follow and be interested in Shane Dawson again? I don't know that I could be, you know? I'm just kind of done at this point. I don't find it that interesting. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that I find very, very interesting that I don't feel like the need to, you know, spend my time on that. And it's not a negative hate thing. It's just I'm not that interested in it. It's just, it's kind of, you know, emotional detachment. I mean, I'm like in between. I have no like emotional issues with it whatsoever, you know? Like I'm not emotionally tied in any kind of positive way, like his fans or his haters, if that makes sense. It's indifference is what it is. But let me know what it would take for you guys to start following Shane Dawson and be interested in him again. So let me know that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.